Last year you had an injury.
I know, look at this.
You kept yourself safe.
Knock on wood. Don't make me say it out loud because then I'll fall out of this chair or something. Yeah, I always come back from summer and something's broken or I'm hurt. And this year, I think in June, the worst I did was get sunburned because I just lazed out and I kind of let the family and it was amazing. Sorry.
Sorry.
Nacho cheese Doritos. Sorry.
Hey, so.
Touche.
So in the finale, the scene where Dean asks Sam to sacrifice himself, what is it like to play that where it's the opposite of where one brother is usually offering to sacrifice himself?
Yeah, that was really powerful writing. I cried when I read it. It was especially with everything, and I haven't been shy about my own struggles with depression and anxiety, and so to read a script like that where one of the brothers, Sam in this case, is finally saying, okay, I get it, I get it, go ahead, do it. It was really powerful. It took me a while. I had to focus on not being too emotional. It sounds strange. I had it happen before. The episode Croatoan, which I think was season 1 or 2, where Sam thinks he's infected and he thinks he needs to die. Bob Singer was our director, and the scene where Sam is basically saying, kill me, I gotta die, became really emotional for me. I remember Bob called cut, and he kind of walked in the set, and he's like, hey, take a walk with me. I was like, all right. He took a walk, he's like, it's great, what you're doing is great, but pull it back. It's okay to pull it back. It'll play in your eyes. You don't need to go there. And I was like, I'm not even trying to go there. It just happened. And so this final episode of season 10 was really powerful for me. And it turned out really great, too. I watched it in London. I had to do my ADR in London. So I sat there, and I asked if I could watch it while I was doing the voiceover. And the guy's like, yeah, sure. And so we watched together, and he's like, fuck. End quote. And I was like, thanks, man. It was one of those. He was British. So I think it meant good.
Hiatus beers.
Yes.
Why can't you guys ever keep them for the show?
I know. Well, you know what they say? I'm dying. Oh, man, I want the beard so bad.
You guys are on the road all the time. You don't have time to shave that much. Come on.
I know, but they say it's because the FBI are the police. When Sam and Dean are police officers or FBI agents, they wouldn't be able to have beards. And so we have to...
We don't do that for every episode.
No, but it takes a while. I'd like to say it grows, I shaved Friday, so this is all I got. It takes a while to grow the beard, so we'd have to go hey, we're playing FBI agents in 2 episodes, so we had to start shaving now, whatever it is. I know, I wish we could keep it. I'm a big fan. Thank you.
Well, we can ask you another funny question. Mark wasn't able to tell us much about Crowley. What do you think's going on with Crowley, if he's even around these days?
What do I want to go on with Crowley?
Sure.
I love the Crowley-Rowena dynamic, and I love seeing... We all know that things on Earth aren't so peachy for the Winchester boys. I like seeing kind of stressors in heaven and hell as well, because you get the larger picture, especially with the darkness coming, and that's pre-biblical and predates heaven and hell and God. It's nice to see that there are, in heaven there are going to be problems, in hell there are going to be problems, on earth there are problems. It kind of, in a weird way, humanizes Crowley, and Rowena as well, but to see him have those kind of struggles outside of the Winchester brothers. And one of the things I love, people always think I'm saying it so I can have time off, but I love the scenes that I'm not in because it fleshes out the Winchester world. It fleshes out this world that Supernatural takes place in, by learning about what happens there other than what Sam and Dean are involved in, because they obviously live in a world, so it's nice to see what's going on. And Mark is tremendous and Ruth is tremendous, and so to see those guys work together, it's awesome.
Jensen was
No, go ahead.
Jensen was talking about directing episode 3.
Yeah.
What is that dynamic like when he's directing you? How do you feel about those moments?
Great. He's one of my best friends. I trust him as an actor. I trust him as a director. He does copious amounts of homework and research, and he's a very talented director. I love being directed by actors as well, because sometimes a director that doesn't understand acting will walk in and go can you do it faster? And you're like, what does that mean? Faster? Talk fast? But whereas an actor would go and be like, hey, there's some urgency, you got to get out the door. And so you naturally go, we got to, hey, so it gives this pace to the scene. So actors speak a certain language, and we kind of direct each other anyways. When we're acting, we'll be like, hey, you can, do that again. Give it more thought on this. You're like, oh yeah, geez. Because, when you're working 12, 14, 16-hour days, day in, day out, every now and again you fall into a rhythm, unfortunately. And so sometimes we'll be like, hey, like, kick it up. I'm like, sorry, kick it in the ass, all I can manners. So it's nice, and he's one of my best friends. Right? So if he says, he could say whatever, and I take it, and I love direct. I love being directed. Like I grew up playing sports. I need a coach to go like, hey buddy, faster, got it. So I like that direction. I mean, it sounds like I'm punning or something, but I dig it, and he's a great actor and a great director and a great friend, and so wouldn't have been any other way.
Cool. Congrats.